to my channel. So today I'm gonna be covering 90 Day Fiance The Other Way Season 1 Episode 9. I really wish we had more content when it comes to this show. I enjoy the show so much and I feel like we're getting little bits and pieces of people's stories and it's not satisfying me. We only get essentially 40 minutes of content, and I'm sad that there usually every episode there's a couple that's we can't see. So for example, this episode we don't see Laura and Aladdin, which I was really interested in their story. I'm interested in most of the stories with these couples, so that was very disappointing. But with that being said, let's get into them. So let's start off with Paul and Karini. So Paul has told Karini that there's a chance he's gonna get deported, which he's not gonna get deported. Like, his visa's gonna expire and he's just gonna go home. They're not gonna deport him. And because of that, Karini has decided that she wants to go back to her hometown because that's where her friends and family are, and that's where she's able to get support once she has the baby, because Paul most likely is probably not going to be there. Because I don't know how long he has until his visa expires. I'm just assuming 30 days. So, Paul is not fond of doing it because of his last experience there, but he kind of understands from Karini's perspective. Karini is just now discovering how strange Paul is. Girl, he's been strange. He's crazy. You know his record and stuff like that. You know he's not all there. So, I don't know what Karini is expecting once the baby is born, but he's not going to become less strange when the baby is born. He's probably going to be overproductive and overbearing, and like Paul, he's going to be crazy and buying the baby bulletproof everything and mosquito net everything and etc. So that's kind of it with them. He is appealing this verdict because it's kind of just lost in translation essentially. But even if they still understand the charges, they still could not make him get his citizenship. So, or sorry, not his citizenship, his permanent residence in Brazil. So there's that chance. So next we have Jenny and Sumit, and like, I need to find a man like Sumit. Sumit is amazing. Sumit is so nice. I feel like Sumit legit cares about Jenny. So they found out that if they were to get married, they would have to send some kind of notice to his permanent address, which means his parents would find out he's getting married. They're able to object to it, and it's kind of an uphill legal battle they have. But they've decided that they're going to do it regardless, and they're just going to have to deal with the consequences and his parents' objections. So Jenny's kind of telling him, like, you know, you didn't stand up for me last time, like, you gotta make sure you're gonna stand up for me. And Sumit is like, yes, I'm gonna stand up for you, I love you, I want you to be here. It was so cute seeing Sumit like clip Jenny's toenails. Like, that was like, oh, that was so cute. Like, and plus, like, technically Jenny is getting up there in age where she's not gonna be that mobile in the future. So it's nice to see that, like, Sumit is like willing to take care of her when she might not be able to do certain things in the future. So that was cute. He still, I don't know, cannot confront his parents and is still trying to uphold the lie that he's in, I think, Mumbai for work, which his dad does not believe him, because his dad's like, send me the addy, send me the location. And he's like, why do you need my location for? Which, you know, he's lying. And he's decided that he needs to go and see his parents. So I guess we're gonna work up to him seeing Jenny and telling her what he has to do. But if that's what he has to do for them to get married, just do it. It is what it is, just do it. So next we have Tiffany and Ronald. So Tiffany had confronted him about the bachelor party, and he's sorry, he won't do it again. And then it's weird because they're getting married in a couple days, because she's only been there for a week and they're already getting married versus the other couples. And she's now talking to him about his criminal record and like setting the record straight and figuring out like why exactly he's gotten locked up all these different times. And he breaks it down to her, and he tells her again about each case. Most of his cases have been dismissed or withdrawn, whatever he called it, except for one, which he agreed to pay back his employer, and I guess he agrees to plead guilty because he was guilty of it. And Tiffany is now hearing kind of the full story, which she should have gotten the full rundown, because if I'm dating a man, regardless if I like him or not, find out he has an extensive criminal record, he had to go to rehab, he has some kind of addiction issue, you best believe that I'm gonna know the whole story. Whether you lie about it, I'm gonna at least ask you the whole story, ask you about your different arrests, ask you about different things like that, because I can't take you at face value with all of these charges that are against you. It's one thing if it's one. Even the same thing with Paul. Like, I need to know the rundown of the arson and the threatening stuff, because like if I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with you, these are things that I need to know. They hang out with Daniel and they bring him out for dinner or somewhere, and like they kind of ask him like what does he think of South Africa, and he's kind of like, I'm not really feeling this right now. Mind, he's only a child, but children are very honest, and they point out the obvious. It's much different than what he's used to, yes, but he's kind of like, this is a good vacation, but like I want to go home. So what they kind of do is try to convince him that like we want Ronald in our life, and in order for Ronald to be in our life, we need to be with him full time, and Ronald cannot go to the States even though he has a passport because of adult reasons, and we want to be a family, so we need to be here. We're not going to give up our other family, and you made new family, and you're able to make new friends. So like Daniel's kind of like, okay, but he doesn't want this. He like, this was fun while it lasted, but he's ready to go home. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about Tiffany and the wedding, especially if the wedding's supposed to be in a couple days, but maybe she's asked Ronald's family to kind of do most of the planning, because she's just unfamiliar with the area and the country. But yeah, we haven't heard anything about that. So next we have Corey and Evelyn. So they finally leave Evelyn's grandmother's house to go to their apartment. I have no idea where Evelyn lives, but it's really third world country up in there. When like they did like the drone shot, when they zoomed out to show like the building or the area they live in, I was like, all the other buildings look really abandoned. Like, that looks scary. It looks like they're just kind of in the middle of nowhere and they just kind of set up shop somewhere. So he gets to the house, and oh, before we can get to the house, the car, $7,000 on that car. I feel like at that point it's like, let's get bikes, because that car looks like it's on its last legs. It's already giving him so much problems. Because it's such a small community, I would just say we're going to learn how to commute by foot and on bike because that car looks like it was doing nothing. So he gets to the apartment and he kind of has his complaints, but like they're warranted because he's going from like one environment to another environment, polar opposites, and he hasn't gotten any transition time. So it's like you're gonna go from getting warm, hot, cold water anytime you want to. It works all the time to, no, you're not getting any warm water, you're not getting any hot water. He can't use the toilet, he can't put anything in the toilet, which I've been to places like that. It's not unheard of. Plus, like, does he not see where he is? The kitchen area-ish is kind of outside, or like that grill area. Everything does look rusted and everything does look old. I don't know what happened because they refer to some kind of, I don't know if the water did something, or the it's not a lake, but like the ocean did something, which I don't understand because they're very high up, why everything is kind of in shambles. And like I understand from both their perspective, is like Evelyn's like, you kind of have to get used to this, and Corey's perspective of just like, I expected more to be done for my trip. So it really sucks with the situation they're in, but hopefully they kind of find some common ground. So last but not least, we have Jihoon and Devin. So Jihoon and Devin got his parents' permission to get married, so then he's decided that, okay, he's gonna have the ring, he's gonna give it to her. So they go to this romantic place, and he's like, okay, so my whole plan is I'm gonna put the ring in the ginger ale thing, and then she's gonna see it. I don't know what he kind of expected from it, because it would be very easy, like, especially with like a wine glass, like I'm gonna look at it as I'm drinking it, I'm gonna see it in there. He didn't really think all of it through, because the wine glass is very tall that his hands couldn't reach to get the ring out. And then so he started drinking it to get the ring out, and it kind of didn't go according to his plan, which I have no idea what his plan was. But yeah, I was just like, what are you doing? So yeah, so he got the ring, and then he asked her, like, would you marry me? And she said, yep, of course. And they're celebrating, and then he breaks the glass. It was so cute because he was just really nervous, but like I was like, Jihoon, you knew she was gonna say yes. She like this is what it was. I feel like even if his parents didn't approve, they were gonna still get married, because like Jihoon's grown, so he doesn't necessarily need his parents' approval. So then Devin's she kind of feels more content that this is real, and then she has South Korea to look forward to. It was really sad seeing Jihoon leave, because coming to America from South Korea for only a week is not a long time, and he's really got to enjoy being with Devin, and his parents seem like they like her to a certain point. They definitely tolerate her, but they like her. And it was sad because she's gonna have to do this alone. He said he is coming back, and it seems like he's coming back around the time she's supposed to give birth. But that's always when you're giving birth, or when you're scheduled to give birth, or your due date, that's always up in the air. So there's no saying as to if she gives the she has early delivery. So you just never know. But like, it was really sad seeing that part. But I don't know, these couples really seem like they love each other, which is like a breath of fresh air. And they do fight, but they have like their couple fights, and it's not like we're getting a divorce fight, which I can appreciate, because Happily Ever After is getting on my like last nerve. So I hope we get to see more. But I think an hour is not enough for this show, but I'm in love with this show. Anyways, with that being said, this concludes my recap of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, Season 1, Episode 9. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.